Have you ever wondered about the bones of a story? What did the outline look like before the characters hijacked it? Ophelia Key always wondered the same things about her own stories. As a discovery writer, the chaotic pantser style, not even the author knew how the tales in the Draoithe Saga would go until they went. Backward analyzing one story while busy writing the next tale or two somehow never happened. Apparently, OK put things off long enough, and some fancy computer magic will provide us with those long-wished-for story overviews. We can finally X-ray the tales from the dream and see their skeletons. Shall we investigate the next story in the dream?
All right, let's dive into Ophelia Key's Lost One. This is a story from the Draoithe Saga, and it drops us right into a magical world where souls are literally breaking and entire peoples are just fading away. This is all about what happens when your only hope is a crazy alliance between two groups who are both losing the exact same fight for survival. Right off the bat, the book tells you exactly what you're getting into. This isn't your standard high fantasy. We're talking raw, intense, and definitely for a mature audience. The story promises fated mates and a happily ever after, but let me tell you, the road to get there is paved with some serious danger and trauma. So the whole story is set in this realm called Draoithe. The easiest way to think about it is a place where every myth, every legend, every fairy tale you've ever heard, it's all real. But here's the catch. This dream world is broken, it's unbalanced, and the core mission for everyone living there is to try and restore that magical balance, usually one fated couple at a time. And, there's this line from the book that just nails it. The goal is to make this feel like a totally immersive experience, to pull you right into this dream. So, with that vibe set, let's get into the massive crisis that kicks this whole thing off. The story hits us with this absolutely devastating problem. It's affecting two totally different groups who, believe it or not, are headed for the exact same tragic finish line. In their own ways, they are both just fading out of existence. So on one side, you've got the Lost Ones. These are women who were rescued from a truly evil villain's harem, but their souls were magically shattered in the process, leaving them, well, empty. And on the other side are the Woodsmen, who are these lesser gods basically turning into myths because they can't find partners or woodwives to keep them anchored to the world. So at the end of the day, both groups are dying from this profound, magical kind of loneliness. Okay, so this is super important. The magical disease at the heart of all this is called the Fade. For the immortals here, loneliness isn't just a feeling, it's literally a death sentence. When your soul is broken or you lose your connection to a mate, your magic just gives up. You start to disappear. And that is the ticking clock for both the Lost Ones and the Woodsmen. So, with things looking pretty grim and no other options on the table, the supreme gods of the dream come up with this wild, last-ditch plan. What if these two fading peoples could actually save each other? What if a woodsman could claim a lost one, healing her broken soul and anchoring his own at the same time? And this is where we meet our heroine, Leah Wolf. She's one of the women who was rescued, and the trauma she went through has just shattered her. She's at a point where she doesn't want to be saved. All she wants is to be left alone, so she can fade into nothing. And then you have Zaldivar Oakwood. He is one of the last forest lords, an ancient being who's literally watching his people vanish before his eyes. He figures he's got about 20 years left before he fades himself. This guy has the weight of his entire lineage on his shoulders. So Leah and Zaldivar, they become the first test case for this desperate divine plan. Their story is the big experiment, right? It's about more than just survival. It's about whether two completely broken souls from different worlds can possibly build a bond strong enough to heal the absolute deepest wounds. So how does this magical healing even work? Well, it's a pretty specific 5-step process. First up, a woodsman has to choose a lost one. Then, he has to offer to remove the magical taint left on her soul. To pull that off, he channels this ancient magic called Volos. The whole point of this magic is to literally erase the trauma from her soul. And if it all works, they can forge a new, healing bond that anchors them both. But here's the thing. Healing doesn't make Leah some passive damsel in distress. Oh no. As the magic starts working, her true self, this predatory wolf shifter, comes roaring back. And she straight up challenges Zaldivar. This isn't just about him saving her. She needs to know if he's strong enough to belong to her. And Zaldivar's response? It's just perfect. He doesn't try to replace the mate she lost. He declares that he's something better, something truer. He's not just a substitute. He's telling her he is the destiny she was always meant to have. It really shows he's all in on being her partner, not just her savior. Okay, so this is huge. Leah and Zaldivar succeeding isn't just a personal win. It sends these massive ripples through their entire world. It offers a real glimmer of hope to two peoples who were right on the edge of extinction. Their success basically becomes the blueprint. 8 other couples follow their lead, and this leads to 3 massive outcomes. First, 9 of the lost ones are saved from the Fade. Second, with their people stronger, the Woodsmen can form their first governing council in centuries. And third, their combined magic actually creates a new sacred place, the Heartgrove, a sanctuary for this new alliance. And that number, 9, is so important here. Look, they couldn't save everyone, but they saved 9. And that act becomes the start of a whole new legend. It's the proof they needed that the Fade can be beaten, and that there might actually be a future for their people after all. And that all brings us to the big, lingering question the story leaves us with. The union between Leah and Zaldivar was a new beginning. No doubt, it saved lives. It forged an alliance. But the dark forces that broke the dream in the first place, they're still out there. So one pairing can start something new. But what's it going to take to truly change everything? That's the question that launches us into the rest of the saga.
I sincerely hope you enjoyed this view of a story skeleton, glimpsing the characters, setting, and plot structure along with the twists within the writing in this tale from the Draoithe Saga by Ophelia Key. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more original stories and audio adventures. A special thank you to OK Music Writers for writing and for sharing the Enter the Dream soundtrack. It's more than a story, it's an experience. Welcome to the dream.